off when he see his B.O. Back in my mind, I hope she swallows. Man, she spilled the drink on my 3 wallows. Reached the gate, hungry just ate. Griffin, she got to be to work by 8. This must mean she ain't trying to wait. Conversate, sex on the first date. I say, you know what you do to me. She starts off, but I don't usually. Then I whip it out, rubber no doubt. Step out, show me what you all about. Fingers in your mouth, open up your blouse, pull your G-string down south. Move that back out in the parking lot. Buy a Cherokee and a green drop top. And I don't stop until I squirt. Jeans, skirt, butt naked, it all work.
That's a good idea, observing stuff. I'm gonna have to open up a store then, huh? You know, I could reveal my real identity. I got tons of music online for sale. I just don't go by that. I don't use that identity here. But that's an excellent idea. Now, let me figure out how to reduce this buffering. Yeah, I actually got a gig not too far from where I live at this expensive store, running shoe store. I just bought some shoes from that store the other day. I think yesterday. It cost me $249. The shoes are from a company out of Switzerland. I got the 1/4-inch top, but I haven't worn shoes like that in so long. It just takes a while to get used to. So I'm running at 2,000 kilobytes. Is Dice in the building? I Am King is in the building. Observing is in the building. I wanted to ask Dice what bit rate that he run OBS Studio at. I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna crank it up to 4,000. Usually I go down the scale, but I'm gonna go up the scale and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Today we're gonna talk about stuff that we would use for vlogging and filming, and like, you know, when a riot break out or something, a mothership lands, or get great audio. We're going to talk about stuff I use, and I actually carry on me every day. And today's show is inspired because I misplace some stuff, and luckily if I can't find it, it won't cost too much to replace. But that's the only risk you take when you take your stuff outside, is that you're risking damage or loss to your equipment. And I didn't lose any hardware, but I did lose some very important cables. I lost a lavalier clip-on mic by Sony and or Microsoft, and I lost a connection cable that's rare for my wireless Rode microphones, hidden microphones, and I lost that little adapter for your iPhone. So I can't, when y'all have a panel, I can't get on the panel with my iPhone because I don't have the adapter for the headphones. And my Apple headphones was in this thing too. But I'm not going to use the word lost, because yesterday 2 days ago I misplaced my keys, and once I backtracked in my mind, I found them. So right now I misplaced some cables and stuff that's very important. But to replace all of that, it's going to cost me over $50 to replace the one lavalier mic, the Apple headphones, the hardwire, not the wireless ones, and that cable and adapter, the cable for the Rhodes wireless mic, which I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you a gimbal and stuff like that. And let me look at the your phone keep buffering. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I hope I find them too, because it sounds like this a couple of knickknacks, right? But it's still going to cost me over $50. Now, let me turn on my bionic powers. Let's see here. I'm finna add my vocal multi effects processor rack to the live show today, so you can see the difference between just using a regular, like in OBS Studio. I'm only using the noise gate VST, the factory noise gate that come with OBS Studio, but I'm about to turn on Native Instruments Native Instruments guitar rig, and I'm using the vocal effects racks to enhance my voice so it can sound more polished. So I'm about to click that on. So I should be sounding a little different, a little more enhanced. Patty Paradox in the building. We'll see in the building. Oh yeah, well I changed the bit rate to 1,000, but usually I operate at 25,000 kilobytes per second. But I think at 1,000 we can still be HD. Different hardware to do different things. That's why I can stream a game good, but when I talk on my stream is trash. Well, I'm gonna show you some gear. We're gonna handle all your tech stuff today. Today is gonna be a free webinar, and if anybody wanna get on the on the call in, I'll drop a link to Google Hangout. Okay. So today we're gonna it's gonna be a tech, but I'm gonna lead it because I'm gonna show you about what I carry every day, in case there's an opportunity to film, to shoot B-roll footage, to collect field recordings, or to capture a rare event, because there's a lot of companies that'll pay good money for that. But also you can keep it for your own stuff, because you might use it for your own media. You see what I'm saying? So when those clouds were messed up out there, when we had the red sky, I took advantage of that and shot my own Blade Runner type of scene, through the downtown city. So this is a Defenders of Black Excellence Hangout link, and we can call in later if you have any questions. You can not hit that link if you have any questions or whatever that I'm not covering, because obviously you can't text everything into the sometimes the things you want to explain, it's just too many words to text. So I totally understand that. But I'm going to lead the conversation because I'm going to, show you what I recommend and what I like to use. And I got a story about how I just upgraded one of my devices, and I've had it for a couple of months, and their return policy is only 15 days. But because I was, polite, I guess, and nice about it, and I asked them very nicely about it, and they was able to work with me. I haven't thought about upgrading to a game PC, but see, your issue is observing is that hold on, let me add some more atmosphere. I feel like my screen is naked. So let me add a little flavor to my screen, okay? Let me just put some respect on my screen. That's all.
United Smart Broadcasters Collective.
So, 1 second, one more second.
Cheer. This is Lordship.
Now that's much better. That's much better. All music, all visuals, sound and vision is Lordship production. Any tracks I'm playing in the background, you can assume I produced it unless I say otherwise. So the default is I produced it. All audio and visual effects, sound field, sound design, whatever. All right.
But would love to have you as a subscriber. Okay. Peace out.
So let me look at this chat again.
This is Lordship in the building.
It's way more versatile for gaming and streaming. Yes.
Check out live streams. Make sure you go to his Lordship.
You can have an emulator, blah blah blah. Also, if you ever got a gaming PC, and people are more. So check this out. People are more concerned with beef as content for donations than having anything worth a damn. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We'll see. Welcome to the show. And Diva Tomboy is just in the building. And I thought I seen Patty Paradox also. And today is a production clinic where I'm going to tell you what I like to use, for field recording, B-reel recording, even when I'm going live away from home, what I like to use and stuff like that. And if you have any questions that's too much to type in the chat room, you can always hit this link. This is a link to the Defenders of Black Excellence, and your audio will be heard over the show. It's just like StreamYard is up. It's the original Hangouts, which Google Hangouts. It just sounds really good, and you know what I'm saying. It's like CNN. You feel me?
Cheer.
So,
this is Lordship in the building.
Oh, thanks, Will C. You plan on getting a VR one?
Check out
over. Look, check this out. My son likes to play VR, and I actually have a camera where I can go live in VR.
Sometimes
I can
DJ,
stream from my camera live right
but
now,
most of the time,
and there is a
I'm playing my
protest
own
nearby,
tracks,
but I don't feel like
chopping
messing with
up
it. But I could
game,
go to the protest
clowning,
and film in VR, and I can link
making
my
funny
phone
videos.
as a hotspot,
But
so you could use the camera to
would love to
broadcast
have
with,
you
and then
as
I
a
could put the
subscriber.
camera on a
Okay.
20-foot pole.
peace out.
And I've already showed that by filming
Cheer.
with the
This
camera
is
above my
Lordship
head,
in
and it
the
looks like a
building.
drone is following me.
Make sure you
It's
do
kind of
not
crazy. And
forget
that's
to
the
check out
we'll look at that
live
equipment too. We're gonna look
streams.
at
Make
several
sure you go to
things.
His Lordship
Okay,
on YouTube and subscribe.
we're gonna look
'cause
at
it's going
several
down.
things.
We got lots of things going on. Sometimes I DJ,
So
but most of the time I'm playing my own tracks, chopping up game, clowning.
this was a last minute. I was over at Street Knowledge
funny
show,
videos.
and this was a last minute
Would love to have you
idea.
as a
You know,
subscriber.
Street Knowledge was live, and I was like, well, damn, I still want to be live or be in somebody's show. So I said,
Cheer.
hey, should I continue
This
the
is
party?
Lordship in the building.
And some
Make
people
sure
said
you
yes.
do not
So that's what's happening. So we're gonna move over to the television set. All right. And let's see what we got here. The first thing I want to show you is what I like to use. I just upgraded from version 3 to version 4, and I gave the store a sob story, and they let me exchange the old version, which was 2 months old, for the new version, and I only had to pay $6.11 difference because I already had $5 in rewards with them. Now here we go. Oh, this is that we'll see. Okay, cool. So we're gonna learn about the DJI Osmo 4, and this is amazing because when this came out 2 months after I bought it, I said, that's fucked up. That always happened to me. Why did that always happen to me? I buy something and then they upgrade it 2 months later. They did that with the first iPad. So anyway, let's check this out. Let me turn the television screen on in a second.
Welcome back to KPXN Los Angeles, all traffic, all the time.
Okay, this got a commercial, so let me put the mute button on. All right. Oh, my studio speakers are on. So there's something that I was going to explain. Oh, no, that's not. That is the commercial. I'm tripping. Okay, look. One of the reasons why you're having issues observing is because you don't use an audio interface. I'm using the audio interface right now, and I'm using it with a wide diaphragm condenser mic. And condenser mics are used in the studio for recording vocals and stuff like that. And it's a very sensitive mic, so if you don't have a soundproof room or something like that, you're gonna pick up everything. Like you can literally scratch your chest and it'll pick up on the mic. So I'm using a Native Instrument Complete Audio 6 audio interface. It's built like a tank. It's hard to break it. Yes, if you had sound card is an old school way of saying it. But if you had an audio interface, now if you're using a Mac, you could use Firewire, but if you're using a PC now, you can use of course you might be able to, I haven't seen the new audio interfaces. You might be able to connect to the the Type-C plug, but I use the old-fashioned USB plug for my audio interface, and it allows me to have several lines in and out, and it allows you to monitor what you're doing before you put it out there. And the great thing is you can use that audio interface for DJing, for music production, for film production, for gaming, for this, that. Once you got a studio, you can modify it, or it could be multi-dimensional, because all the stuff you use, technically, it uses for everything else. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, well, when you get the audio interface, you'll be able to talk through the audio interface with a XLR microphone connection. So I'm using a Sterling microphone. I also have a Sterling vocal shield, but it's not connected, it's sitting against the wall. But when I want to make sure my audios are really on point, like if I'm recording a radio drop or a jingle or a station identification or whatever, I can put up my split screen on my side of the mic and my vocal shield on the other side of the mic, and I can make sure my back is to the wall so sound won't bounce all over the room. Because the reason why a lot of people sound amateur is because there's too much room effect in the room. You don't sound professional because you sound like you in the room. Now some people don't care because they make a lot of money regardless. But let me see. What would you suggest is a good material to use to improvise soundproof? Well, that's easy, and that's a good question. There's a tiny echo. That might have been because I turned my phone on for a second. There shouldn't be any echo now, but I am using a vocal effects rack for my voice to make it to enhance the vocal experience. Now, I don't hear a tiny echo, but I'm going to open up this plugin. Yeah, it sounds just fine. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I am using I'm going to show my trade secrets today. Okay? I'm going to show my trade secrets. Because, if you're willing to fork out the money or whatever, that's on you. Things are a lot cheaper now than it was when I bought stuff. Like I've upgraded now, but when I first bought the first version of stuff, it was very expensive. So usually I wait for the 2.0s to come out, and stuff like that. So my laptop can hold a good connection many a times, but the audio from my snowball mic gets choppy. Well, look, what you got to do is get you an audio interface. You observer, you have graduated to the next level. All right. So now it's time to get an audio interface and hook a good mic to the audio interface. Now you can get a mic reasonable from the Guitar Center. You don't have to break the bank. Okay. And I sound good, right on. Diva Tomboyish in the building. Will C says, I was describing audio sound issues. Oh, okay. I was commenting on what it sounds like if you don't soundproof. It doesn't, well, depending on how big the room is, a lot of audio have, like, even when you have reverb effects machine, right? One of the presets is going to say bathroom or room. See when your room is soundproof and you have a flat dry sound and you're recording in mono and you got a good condenser mic, now you can create any illusion that you want. If you want to sound like you're in a room, in a car, in a stadium, on a plane, you can create any illusion you want. That's the beauty of radio and audio. Remember, it was radio before TV, and radio used to be so good that one time this guy read a story about aliens invading the earth, and people actually jumped out the window and committed suicide. And that's why they had to invent the FCC to regulate what people do on the radio. And I wish, I like the freedom of the internet, but the way people be acting and spreading these rumors and stuff, we need a type of FCC for the internet. I hate to say it, but it's just getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? We got all these, for real, like you say, I know, but you got a USB mic which is okay when you, like, I have a Samsung USB mic that I can use with my Apple phone, tablet, or my PC, but I mostly use it out in the field for either going live with my phone out in the field or doing field recordings or anything like that. But in your home studio, you should have an audio interface and a real microphone with an XLR connection that requires phantom power. What you're doing, observing, is using your mic, your USB mic, in place of an audio interface. Your USB mic is a tiny audio interface, basically. You see what I'm saying? And yeah. So I hope people are still listening and watching. It might be boring to some, or it might be exciting to some. But the first video I'm going to show you, I hope I don't get in trouble for any of these videos. But the first video I'm going to show you is a tool that I carry on me practically every day. And I won't play the whole video, but check it out. And here we go.
And Los Angeles, all traffic, all the time. For those of you heading on home to that special someone, here's some traffic update for downtown Los Angeles. The time is 7:30 p.m. Build at 110.
请您再次扫码认证，同步乘车信息。
Sarah, you're coming?
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I carry that. I carry it with me. I carry that with me every day on my person. Let me see. For me, the basic lesson I always gotten from Lordship is the reminder that you really got to. I guess you do have to spend money, but you know what? If you wait for the newer version, usually you come out on top. There's only rare cases where the upgrade wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like when the iPad went to the iPad 2. So will somebody asked a question? What do you use to regulate power in your studio? I have these special power strips that the actually the energy company gave, some representatives from the energy company gave to me, and so when I cut off one thing, the other things cut off. Like when I cut off the computer, maybe my monitors cut off and the screen cut off. But basically everything doesn't stay on. Everything doesn't need to be on all the time. So when you cut certain things off, I use a special strip that cuts everything off simultaneously. But there are a couple of plugs that stay on all the time for certain things. So I use these special, everybody should use a surge protector, but you should use a special one that when you cut one thing off, it cuts other things off. That's the way it's designed. Now Black is in the building, I heard, so let me look. Patty Paradise. Oh, okay. Black Enigma. This is very important, Black Enigma. And if I don't want to make any promises I can't keep. But I always told Black that he needs a gimbal, and I just showed a video clip of a gimbal and what I use it for. And yeah, I do have an extra gimbal that I don't use anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say no more, but you in the bay, you know what I'm saying? And the situation is right, and you in the vicinity, and I'm around, I might can slide that to you, you know what I'm saying? Because once you go gimbal, you don't go back. You see what I'm saying? So let me type in the next thing. All right, I use these, the Rhodes Wireless Go, and I just lost one of the cables to it, and I just lost a lavalier mic I use with it, and what else? I lost some things that I actually use with this Wireless Go, but it ain't a total loss because I can go repurchase these things, my iPo adapter and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find the company's video because I think I have a lesser chance of being flagged if I use the company videos. So here we go.
From Rode microphones that's going to completely change the way that you think about compact, portable wireless recording. Introducing the smallest wireless system we've ever created, the Rode Wireless Go. So portable, in fact, that we're using it with an iPhone right here to record audio direct to camera, and Helena is even using some wireless Apple AirPods to monitor the audio live. But let's go inside and check out all of the features of the Rode Wireless Go. The Wireless Go has been designed with simplicity, ease of use, and of course, portability in mind. It's an ultra-compact wireless solution that requires no professional knowledge at all to operate, and it takes only seconds to set up. The system is comprised of a transmitter and receiver combo that operates in the license-free 2.4 GHz spectrum, meaning that you never have to worry about your frequency allocations anywhere in the world. The effective range is up to 70 meters line of sight, but the Wireless Go has actually been optimized for use in really crowded wireless environments, so it's a super reliable connection every time you're shooting. Both the transmitter and receiver have built-in lithium-ion batteries that give the user up to 7 hours of battery life. These can be charged with the included Rode USB-C cable by plugging it into the side of either the transmitter or receiver unit. And the nice thing is that you can even power the transmitter or receiver via USB if you happen to run out of power on a very long shoot. All of this means, of course, that you don't have to buy battery packs to carry around with your rig to be able to change batteries live on set, leaving you more time to focus on the content that you're shooting. One of the things that makes the Wireless Go truly wireless is the inclusion of a built-in broadcast-grade lavalier microphone in the transmitter itself. This built-in lavalier mic allows the user to clip the transmitter onto the talent just like we're using right now so that you can be up and recording straight away. This will save you a lot of time in managing cables, and it's super easy and quick to set up. If you do feel the need, there's also the option to use the Wireless Go transmitter as a traditional belt pack lavalier setup. On the top of the unit, you can see that we have a 3.5mm TRS input appropriate for connecting standard wired lavalier microphones, and then you've got a nice little clip here that you can use to clip the transmitter onto your belt. The receiver has a similar design to the transmitter with its nice compact design, inbuilt lithium-ion battery and rounded edges, and on the back you can see that it has the same kind of belt clip as the transmitter. This clip is perfectly designed not only to clip onto bags or clothing, but it also mounts onto the cold shoe mount of your DSLR or mirrorless style camera, or onto the cold shoe mount that you'll find on mobile rigs like this Beast Grip cage we have on an iPhone here. To mount it, you simply open up the clip and slide it on for a really nice and sturdy connection. From there, you simply connect the output of the receiver to the input of your camera or mobile device using the included SC2 patch cable. Again, to remove it from your camera, you simply open up the clip and slide it off just like so. In order to switch on the transmitter and receiver, you'll need to press the power button on the bottom of each unit. For convenience, the Wireless Go comes paired straight out of the box, but if you've got more than one system in future and you want to pair a different transmitter and receiver combo, this can be done by simply holding down the pair button on the receiver unit to switch it into pairing mode. Then you simply press the power button once on the transmitter, and within 2 seconds, your transmitter and receiver is now paired. Once connected, the receiver can be plugged into your recording device with the included SC2 patch cable, just like I demonstrated earlier. On the side of the receiver, you'll also see a button with a decibel marking on it. This will cycle through the different gain settings when pressed down. The different options are low, medium, and high gain. The medium gain setting is a good middle ground for most usage applications, but if you do find that the person speaking is a little bit too quiet, you can switch this into the high gain mode. And if you do have a loud sound source that's coming in a little bit too loud onto your camera recording, you can press the button again to switch it into low gain mode. When you're shooting in outdoor locations, often you have to contend with wind noise potentially affecting the audio on your microphone. With the Wireless Go, we include 2 fur windshields that you can clip directly onto the transmitter's lav to make sure that when you're using it in outdoor environments, it's never affected by wind noise. If you've got any questions or feedback about the Wireless Go, then please leave a comment below or hit us up on Twitter @RoadMics. Happy shooting.
Now, I've lost the little furry thing that's called a dead cat. I've lost that already, but they give you 2, so I lost 1. See how it's very hard to maintain. You have to keep these little things, special cases and bags, and keep them all in one place. So I have a lot of unique accessory bags, and now I just purchased 2 types of bags that you can carry under your coat and nobody know that you have equipment on you. Because when you add up this stuff now, when you go out there to film, whether you're using a bike, a skateboard, or on foot or whatever, you know, you walking around with a lot of, when you add it up, you need to take it to the pawn shop, you know, it adds up. So now you need to be out there, and like Batman, you need, or James Bond, you need to be able to reach under your coat and pull out a 360 camera or a foldable monopod and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So let's see. All right. Now that Hangout link is just in case people want to call in or whatever. You know, because if you have a real deep question, it might be hard to type a whole paragraph into the chat. So it's not mandatory to use that link. It's just there. And Big Chief joined the Hangout. I guess Big Chief is watching in the background. You know what I'm saying? So here's another item we're going to look up right quick. It's called the Loom Cube. And of course, I waited for the 2.0 to come out. I didn't buy the first day they came out. You see what I'm saying? I waited for the 2.0. And this is actually the first year that I invested in lighting. And I don't regret it. So let me see here. The Loom Cube 2.0. Let me see if I can find what's the name of this company. Okay, let's see. I think I found the company video. All right. Let's see. People are chatting in the room. Good. So let's fire this up. Hope it doesn't have a commercial. Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't have a commercial. Let me turn on the TV screen. All right. And turn the mute off. Let me mute my mic.
Here are the top 5 things to know about your Loom Cube 2.0. Number 1, how to put your modification frame onto your Loom Cube 2.0. Face your modification frame flat on a table Put the lens of the Lume Cube right into the back of it, apply pressure, and it will pop right into place. Number 2, attaching your diffusion accessories to your Lume Cube 2.0. All diffusion accessories are stackable and magnetic, but in order to do it, you will want to make sure the Lume Cube logo is on top, facing away from the light, and then you can stack and combine different gels and accessories. Number 3, the manual buttons on the Lume Cube 2.0. The left power button, or the minus button, hold for 3 seconds to turn the light on. Once the light is on, use the plus button to increase brightness, which will take you up to 100%, and use the minus to decrease brightness. To enter low light mode, hold on both buttons while the light is on, and then your light will drop to 1%. As you increase, it'll take you up by 1% increments to 10%. The third mode is optical slave mode. To enter this mode, simply hold on the plus button for 3 seconds. The light will turn off. Now, anytime it detects a change in light, it will flash with your other lighting devices. Number 4, the best way to charge your Lume Cube 2.0. Locate the charging port on back, insert the USB-C cable, and once you plug it in, you'll see a blinking red light. That means your light is charging. Once it is a solid green light, that means your light is fully charged. One thing to note about charging your Lume Cube 2.0 is the only cable that will work is a USB-A to a USB-C cable. We recommend charging your 2.0 periodically to get the most out of your battery life. Meaning, if you leave it sitting around for a month, then decide to take it out, it might not be charged. So recharge it before you go out on your next shoot. The 5th and final step is how to connect your Lume Cube 2.0 to the Lume X Bluetooth app. So simply download the Lume X app to your iPhone or Android, turn your Lume Cube 2.0 on, and up will pop a registration screen. Simply enter in your information, press OK. Once you're connected, now you can control your lighting from your smartphone. Thank you guys for watching the video. We hope this helped you learn a little bit more about your Lume Cube 2.0.
So, check this out. There is some interesting things about that Lume Cube, and I think that gave you some interesting tips, but it didn't show you the potential of this cube. Now, none of these companies are paying me to promote these companies, but I just wanted to show you some of the items that I carry practically every day. Now, this item I don't carry unless I know I'm going to need it, but this item is so interchangeable because I can use it like for so many purposes. Like my kit that I bought, I forgot how much it cost, but it came with a bunch of filters, diffusers, a honeycomb, 2 different honeycombs. It even came with a I forgot what it's called, but these shields that help you beam the light. And then it also came with a light funnel, so you can beam the light. Like if you was trying to sell a watch on eBay, you could turn the lights off, light on directly on the watch, and shoot a nighttime photo with the watch illuminated, and it would look that more appealing. You see what I'm saying? An item like this is great for like if you and your spouse or want to shoot an intimate video. A light like this is great to use on your helmet when you're bike riding, or you can put it on a stick when you're skateboarding or whatever. It's also a great accessory for any smartphone, because if you're shooting a nighttime photo, you can set the cube to flash when it detects a flash from your phone. See what I'm saying? So we're in the future now. You see what I'm saying? This is a very great accessory to what you're trying to do. So I'm gonna play one more video that gives you an idea, because you can even use this for long exposure nighttime photos, in case you the type of person who like to take a picture of the stars or a mountain side that's illuminated by the moon. You out hiking or camping in the evening. So I felt that video didn't do enough justice, so I'm going to play another video representing the Lume Cube. Okay, I just want to make sure it doesn't have a commercial. Okay, it doesn't. Great. Introducing the Lume Cube 2.0. If you haven't heard about this yet, then you're out of touch, because this is the second version of this item. This item will change the way you do things. This item will change the way you take pictures. And you can control it with your phone, and you can control more than one with your phone. That's right. So if you're skateboarding or riding a unicycle or whatever, you can control how bright it is by remote. If you're riding in a darker area, you can make it brighter. And if you're riding in a more illuminated area, you can make it less bright. You can attach it to your drone. You can, when you're going live, you can use it as a lighting in the room before when you're going live. Isn't it great? It's amazing. So yeah, this is the Loom Cube. It is off the chain. Do you see all the uses for it? Your phone could control more than one. If you're riding a skateboard or something, or if you have it up on a drone, attached to a drone, you can remotely control how bright it is and stuff like that. And it has a ton of accessories. So what I did was I bought it with the accessories with it, and stuff like that. But it's the first time I actually bought some extra light. And like I said, you can use it with your smartphone, and you can set it to where it will flash when it detects another flash from your phone. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I only made it to I guess Chief Petty Officer and Junior ROTC, but I went to boot camp in San Diego, and I went through the gas chamber and stuff. I shot guns, and I also sailed on the USS Never Sail, which is a boat that's built into the ground. That's why they call it the USS Never Sail. But in San Diego, they have the Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force at the base that I went to when I was a teenager. But I didn't join when I graduated, but I never had PE. I had RTC all 4 years, and I took it way too serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just thought, they was the only Army ROTC, but since our school was named after someone in the Navy, our school had the Naval RTC, and we had so many accessories. We had the P coat, we had the dress blues, so we was kind of styling. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? I like the Marines got the best clothes. I will admit that the Marines got the best clothes, and the best haircuts. So but the Navy, they got the P code, man. That P code is hard to beat. Man. And it's funny how I would base joining on the fashion side, but hey, it can get ridiculous when it comes to uniforms. You know what I'm saying? So what are some more of Lordship trade secrets? Well, I do have what is it called? The Skylab. This is what I retired. I retired the Skylab gimbal, but I like it because it's made out of a alloy, and I like it because you can update the firmware unlike any of the other ones. So maybe I should auction this off or make it a giveaway or something. The first person to meet up with me in the Bay or whatever, can probably have this. I don't know if I should sell it, but I don't need two gimbals, even though I could find a purpose for it. So I'm trying to find a video that would do it justice. Some of these people just take too long to get to the punchline. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I think this will do. Let you check out the Skylab gimbal and why gimbals are so important. I retired this one. I don't use this one no more. So yeah, that's the Skylab gimbal. And I switched, I upgraded to the Osmo. Now at first the Osmo was overpriced, too expensive, and you had to pay for every little accessory, every little knickknack. So I was like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? You even had to pay for the accessory so you could sit it on the table. And then they had to switch up before they lost to the other gimbal companies. They had to switch their whole program up. So let's get into the another camera that I carry on my person. I do carry two phones, but one is for filming. The other phone is for, you know, making calls and stuff like that, and using it as a hotspot and this and that, right? So now we're gonna go to the GoPro Max, okay. Yeah. So let me see if I can find a company video instead of a private video. Like I said, today's show is totally freestyled. It's totally freestyled and improvised. I think this one would do it justice. I'll play half this video. All right. Looks like there's a commercial. That's not a good sign. Yeah, when they have a commercial, that's not a good sign. But let's hope for the best. And I do want to skip all the rigmarole. All right, let's see. Let me turn on the screen. Let me turn on the TV screen. Now, I like the tech talk. Oh, good, man. We're going to continue to do this every now and then, okay? Because I want you to know how much work people put into this stuff, and people really invest in themselves because they believe in themselves, and they hope that it is conveyed in the product or the stuff that they present, you know. And now, even though things cost money, it's a lot cheaper than it was. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Let this guy rock.
Probably throw these on. Oh, these are on here. Good. I guess that's a good thing so they don't fall off. Or just the option to use lens caps. That's smart. Glad they're including this stuff out of the box because with all my 360 cameras, the lenses get scuffed up. I think this might be the first 360 camera that I've had that has a full-on display back here so you can generally see your frame and your settings pretty clearly. So that's nice. Should we take this outside? Let's go.
Sure about this, Sam?
I don't know, man. Maybe we should start somewhere a little bit, you know, less intense.
How about that one over there?
Yeah, that one.
When's the last time you went on a roller coaster?
When I was 16.
I haven't been on one in like 10 years. This is a nice and easy one, right? This is nice. Oh, these turn tight. Hey, we need to hit these turns slower, guys. This is not safe.
So there we go. What'd you guys think of the footage out of this GoPro Max? Pretty dope, right?
Yeah, this dude is probably like monetized or something. So and he do it too much too. He just went to a sidebar showing his bloody lip and his dog, and he said him and his girl got a bloody lip at the same time. That has nothing to do with the GoPro. And if you don't believe me, I'm gonna let you see it for yourself.
Right? Now there are some good and bad things that we're going to talk about on this camera, but first let me show you something. Check this out. My girlfriend Carrie and I both got a bloody lip at the same exact time. So we were sleeping last night and our dog Lefty decides to come up and join us and sleeps right in between us. So we made a little Lefty sandwich. And the thing with Lefty is that she sneezes very dangerously. She goes, my face was here, Carrie's face was here, and she goes, and like knocks us both out. That was the dangerous situation. Anyways, back to the GoPro Max. Now, if this whole 360 camera technology confuses you, long story short, there's two lenses, one on each side, ultra wide angle. So this records everything on.
Wow, this kind of it kind of powered out on me. But anyway, you get the yeah, I hear you, observer. That is absolutely my I feel the same way. So let's get into monopods, which I finally upgraded mine. And there's a video called Monopod versus Tripod. So maybe we can learn from this. Which monopod versus tripod, which one is better? And then they have a monopod that works like them. I mean, they have a tripod that works like a monopod. And yeah, it's so many choices, man. I got a funky monopod finally. But I want to show you a video that's the average person can relate to. I don't want some of these people just overdoing it for monopods. So let me play this one. Hopefully he doesn't have any commercials. Yeah, he has commercials. Now monopods are great for phones, cameras, and lights and other stuff too. But the difference between a monopod and a tripod is if you don't want to leave a monopod, if it has feet, you don't want to leave it standing by itself because a monopod is easier to tip over than anything. And plus it has a ball joint that if it's not tight and super tight, it's gonna give anyway if the camera weighs anything. But to give you an idea what a monopod is, it's It's what when you see these guys on the football sidelines with their cameras and they got to move quickly and set up quickly to get the best shot from the sideline. They're not using tripods, they're using monopods. You see what I'm saying? Right, observer, right. Good, coach in the building. Good. I recommend rewinding the video and learning about the Lume Cube 2.0, which is great for lighting, for going live and vlogging, taking pictures and indoor, outdoor, all kinds of stuff. And now we're going to talk about a monopod. And my Lume Cube light, I'm looking at it right here. I have it screwed onto a monopod. I just don't have the light on because I'm not cammed up or anything. So anyway, let me play a little bit of this.
Starting out with filming, but whenever it comes to any type of live events, the monopod will make your life so much easier. Hey everyone, Camber here, showing you how to use your camera to make good videos. So if you're new, consider subscribing and also joining my private Facebook group where I can help you on a more personal level in your filmmaking journey. And today, I'm going to show you what to look for when choosing a monopod for video, as well as give you some suggestions on a good monopod that will last you for a long time. Now, unless you want to use shaky movements to enhance the feeling of a scene, you want to be very intentional with your movements in video, and this usually translates to smooth movement in your shots. And monopods are one of the best tools that will give you that smooth movement when filming at live events. However, you don't want to get just any monopod, and you don't want to go cheap because, like most filming equipment, you get what you pay for. And you'll probably end up spending more money because you'll quickly realize the limitations of the cheap stuff and then end up buying the more expensive stuff anyways. Yeah, I've done this. And getting a fluid head is one of the most essential parts for a tripod, which will allow you to control the friction of each axis for smooth panning and tilting movements. However, for a monopod, this isn't as important because you can turn the monopod to get movement in your shots. However, I do still suggest getting a fluid head for the monopod because it will give you more control when you can adjust the friction of each axis. And it's also very convenient to get a head with a quick release system so that you can easily move your camera from one piece of equipment to the next. The other thing to consider is the type of leg for the monopod, and the most common types are aluminum and carbon fiber. Aluminum works fine in most situations, but if you are going to be on the move a lot, as you most likely will be at live events, then paying the extra for carbon fiber will drop some of that weight and help with muscle fatigue. There are also flip locks and twist locks for the monopod leg. Flip locks allow for quicker leg adjustments, however twist locks can be tightened for better grip and won't wear as quickly as flip locks. And finally, it can be very convenient to get a monopod with connected feet that will give you more stability, and some, like this Surui model, even have the ability to lock the base so that you can let go of the monopod, though I wouldn't go too far away from it. You can buy monopod legs and heads separately, but just be sure that all the pieces you buy will be compatible. I've always liked Manfrotto's fluid head tripods, so I initially bought this Manfrotto MV-MX Pro 500 aluminum monopod. It works well and is on the cheaper side, but if you do have some extra to spend, then I would definitely suggest getting this carbon fiber Surui P224 SR monopod with the Manfrotto MVH 500 fluid head. And aside from the lighter weight and the ability to lock the feet, you can also take this monopod apart and use the base as a smaller tripod for other uses. And if you want to learn more about filming, come join my Facebook group, Camber Motion Community, where you can interact more with me and others on various filming topics to help you improve your skills. And if this video is helpful, please help me out by leaving a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon.
Wow. He popped the commercial in on the brother, you know what I'm saying? So that wasn't Coolio. So, but you get the idea. You get the idea. So let me see. When I'm filming on the cycle, I'm using a 360 camera, and I'm gonna see if there's an example of somebody else riding. This guy usually, oh yeah, this dude is off the hook. Watch this guy filming himself. All right, this is how you can get down on the, you know, with these cameras and what you can do today. on your own, which is amazing. On your own. It used to take a staff, a dolly, a truck, camera mounted on the truck to do stuff like this. Now you can keep something in your pocket and achieve these types of things that you can do cinematically. So I'm gonna let you check this guy out. He's off the hook. Patty, I don't. Coach, I don't know. I can't recommend a good VPN. Right?
I bought her the Lambo, she bought me the Ravens. Blogging the media fake. Shot a DM me, I'm straight. I'm not gonna bite on the bait. Sipping no toxic waste. On the low with your bitch and it's great. Mask on the face, case. Watching that shit, we in shape. If I go broke, she gon' leave me escape. She gone. To a pay, I buy it. Niggas talk crazy on Twitch. They don't want it cause I come to the beat. They don't want it. I beat these niggas all sweet. Bamboo sticks all in the Jeep. It's a new weirdo every week. Get the work, put it up for my seeds. No cure for the eye, just the ease. Do anything for pop. They do anything for pop. Do anything for pop. They do anything for pop. Do anything for pop. They do anything for pop.
I don't know who did the beat. It might be in the mentioned in the thing, but let's see. He got sponsors and everything. Look, he has the whole. Oh, the music. Look at that. There's the music. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is professionalism, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. This is the playlist. So the first one is Do Anything for Clout. They Do Anything. That's by Minthano. See, this is a serious a guy. He has everything in the reference box. Sponsors. Everything is here. Right? And yeah, he got over 9,000 subscribers and 15,000 views on this video. I'm going to swap out the music for my own because I don't want to get, in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble for the music. So I'll play one of my own tracks. All right. Let me mute him. All right, here we go. Yeah, Manthano. Something like that.
minute, Sonny. Cut it out, Al. Are you scared? Stop treating me like a greenhorn. That's what you are, my boy. I took the accelerated course before I started on this trip. It probably was too quick.
Of course, we can't spend all our time at home. Most of us find relaxation going places.
I hate to break the news. You're at the end of your trip.
Dope fiends still get high. My dope dealers barely get by. You better get your life right. You wanna live in the birds with your white wife. Do your own thing. I know you won't change. And I can't play it wrong, man. I'm laced with that long game. It's just not a lot of choices, man. You ain't planning to go to jail with the boys and clan. So you can be another number in the system. Stuck years. Got a brother in the pen bugged up. All the stashes you know you kept. And everything that the police left. It's too late when you notice it. It's all gone. Motherfuckers done stole your shit. You wanna kill him and you still do. But realize real killers get killed too.
That's how it goes down.
That dude is flying. That dude is flying. Can you yeah, I don't go that fast. His vehicle is pretty fast. His vehicle could go, the one he's on could probably go at least close to 40 miles per hour, I think. Let me see. You should do a video of people reacting when they see you on the electric cycle. You can almost see the people expressions when I ride by. You can almost, I just turn the camera. You can automate the camera in post production, so I usually turn the camera to hide street names, to hide any kind of geographical reference and stuff. I like the dude's helmet though. The dude's helmet is tight. You know, that got to be a $500 helmet. You know, I think my helmet is only $60. But I do have a video of me going pretty fast, but I don't know. Maybe I can upload it while we still doing the show. Because it's the rest of that video when I'm going over that freeway overpass. You know. So let me see. Yeah, just the word alone sound nuts. I wonder if that dude ever splattered himself in the streets. There is the possibility that he may have crashed by now, because you get overconfident and all kind of stuff. What's up, Dat504 in the building? And if I didn't say Patty was in the house, and she's still in the house. And she said you should do a video of people reacting. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. People do look like they look like a UFO has passed, you know, and maybe some of you guys missed the video going back to trolling. You can see me. You see how he gets the Michael Jackson lean going, and he's using a monopod pole, but the pole is invisible because the pole is on the stitch line. But at the speed he's going, the only thing that's protected really is his head. Everything else will get pretty damaged. He has no body protection. Like, he just got knee and wrist and head. So there's still elbow, and there's still a possibility of, you know, his knee pads giving him third-degree burns if they're not in the right position on impact. There's nothing stopping him from getting a broken or dislocated shoulder. What else? Oh, a user-friendly firewall. Right. I know about that because there's VPNs that, you know, you could use to make people believe that you're in a different location, I think also, but I don't have any recommendations because firewalls get in my way when I'm getting software through the black market. And if you want to know how to do that, you can set up a private class for that. So maybe I can upload this video to Dropbox in time for the show. Yeah, I see it right there. Minute and 55 seconds. Let me upload. Let me go to Dropbox. But this dude, let me mute the screen before he start complaining about his material, you know what I'm saying? Cause dude is cool though. Let's see here. Bill passed. Second stimulus check. Bill is passed. The bill is passed. Let's see here. Let me just put something temporarily on the screen while I do this right quick. So it was the only thing that I had that I could grab real quick. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal at all. You know, I'm not in my lower self. This is all about, you know, gadgets and, you know, tech stuff. It has not. This show is not about trolling today. Okay. I just want you to know that. Shit. 1 second, please. 1 second. I don't like dead air. Okay. What the hell is this? This file has an extension not recognized by a window media player, but the player must be able to play it because the extension is unknown. The player. Yes, it comes from a trustworthy source. Damn it. Jesus Christ. I created the file. Wow. Anyway, let me upload this to Dropbox. I can't see the chat room right now, but there we go. Next. Okay, next. Okay, so I'll get a notification and you can see me riding a little bit faster than I usually do in the video to show you that his lordship can get down when he wants to. You know what I'm saying? So, let me get back to the chat. What you say now? Okay, you might do something for the black market soon. And another stimulus check. Yes, indeed. Another stimulus check. It is all good. I just got the notification that they did pass the bill. Stuff like that. I'm going to watch the video after the fact. So I want you, I don't think I did the Osmo gimbal justice. So I'm going to find another Osmo. And this one is 4 versus 3. I just upgraded to the 4, and I gave the store a sob story, and they let me trade it in version. Can you believe that? So check this out right here. Well, let me turn the sound on. That'll help a lot. For the most part, they look alike. They use the same app and stuff like that. Yeah, for the most part, they use the same app, same type of port, almost weighs the same. The only thing that's different is the connection, how you connect it and how you can connect it really fast. One has a clamp and the other one has a magnet. Now, isn't that special? Yeah, look at that. If you already own the 3, there's really no reason to upgrade to the 4 unless you just want a couple of more features in the app and the ability to connect your phone really quick on the go, on the fly, because it do take time to balance your phone out. That's true. If you post the specs, you know, you really don't have to say much. And plus, this person probably doesn't speak English. Now look, there's only a $10 difference between version 3 and version 4, which is odd also. You see that? No, this is a gimbal that allows you to shoot cinematic film and keep it steady. Now, once you go, let me tell you something. Once you go gimbal, you don't go back. I just upgraded to the from the 3 to the 4. So let me see if I can find, because you missed it earlier. So I'm gonna see if I can find a video that displays the features of a gimbal and what it can do for you. It's really amazing. So let me play this. Oh, this is an unboxing. I don't know about that. Oh, and some people do have complaints about it, but it could really be a fun tool. Let me see what this one does. You know, every video, just because it look cool, it ain't cool. And since this is the newer version, it ain't that many videos about it out. And also, you could use it with the app Film It Pro, which is amazing. I'll play this because this is I don't use the factory app all the time. I use this other app, and this app makes your phone equal to if you have an iPhone, it makes it equal to a $13,000 camera, and then along with the gimbal, it might as well be a $15,000 camera. So I'm going to play this.
1 and 2 on both iOS and Android, and we're excited to announce that Filmic Pro now fully supports the Osmo Mobile 3 and 4 as well. In addition to supporting all models of Osmo, we've also made some key functionality enhancements that improve and unify the shooting experience so that each model of Osmo supports the exact same functionality, and in this tutorial you'll learn how the Osmo Mobile range integrates with Filmic Pro. The pairing process is identical for the Osmo 1, 2, 3 and 4. First, ensure that Bluetooth is enabled on your device. Next, insert your phone into the gimbal, balance it, and power it on. In Filmic Pro, open Settings, Hardware, and enable DJI Osmo Mobile. Your gimbal will appear here. Just tap it once to pair. Once paired, you can use the record button on your Osmo to initiate recordings, and now you have access to 4 Osmo shooting modes that can be progressed through using the mode button on your gimbal. On the Osmo 2, 3 and 4, we utilize the zoom rocker on the side as the mode button. If you're an Osmo 1 user, you can use the dedicated mode button on that gimbal to achieve the same results. Mode 1 is pan tilt mode and is entered upon pairing. Using the D-pad will adjust the pan and tilt of the gimbal and is great for performing smooth camera moves. To progress to the next mode, press down on the zoom rocker on the Osmo 2, 3 and 4 to enter mode 2, reticle mode, or press the mode button on the Osmo 1 once. In mode 2, a left press on the joystick will lock and unlock the exposure reticle, and a right press will lock and unlock your focus. Locking your reticles will prevent unwanted automatic changes during a scene. In mode 2, you can also press up and down on the joystick to zoom in and out. Next is mode 3, auto mode, which mimics the behavior of mode 2, but gives you center-weighted full-frame reticles, perfect for quick action or vlogging. The full-frame reticles can still be locked with a left or right press on the joystick, and you also get control over your zoom by pressing up and down. The last mode is mode 4, manual mode. Here you get complete manual control over focus and exposure, with left-right on the joystick controlling the exposure arc and up and down controlling the focus arc. For the most accurate results, ensure that live analytics are enabled so you can take advantage of zebra stripes and focus peaking. A final press on the mode trigger or button will take you back into pan tilt mode. If you find that the joystick responsiveness is too slow or fast, either for controlling your zooms in mode 2 and 3 or for adjusting your manual focus and exposure in mode 4, then you can control this via the pull-to-point speed sensitivity slider. To access this, enter mode 4 or reveal the.
Now, this is very fancy for the average person. I've been using this app since the iPhone 4, and a music video that I shot using this app with the iPhone 4S. I sent it into this company for a film contest, Film It Pro. So the video is still on their website. They only put 32 videos on their website, and they made a promo reel. And this is one of my video was one of 36 videos that's still on that website today, and we're already up to the iPhone 11. So the same guy who made Ocean 11 and all of that, he used this app in the iPhone 8 Plus to shoot a movie called Unsane, and it was a major motion picture in the theaters, but it was shot using Film It Pro, most likely a gimbal like that, and you can shoot in LOG for you technical people. Now Film It Pro has LOG too. And even if you bought a regular camera that had LOG capability with sensors for under and overexposure and in and out of focus, you would still have to spend at least $2,500 for a decent camera. So a lot of people use if they can afford it, they use the whole DaVinci kit with the camera stuff. But before that became popular, people would use the Sony Red cameras, and it is said the iPhone with Film It Pro app is just as compatible, just as good, and it stands up against the Sony Red series cameras, you know. So you haven't missed much, Will. You don't really have to have a great phone for this, but most phones are great today. You know, if you have an iPhone 6 Plus, if you have an iPhone 5S or higher, you're good. But I got great nighttime video footage. I shot a great video with the 4S. So if you're cooking with the 10 series or the 7. Now, once you get to 7, you can shoot in raw form. Like with the Film It Pro, you can shoot in LOG, which means you can do the color and post production. That means you can film with barely any color at all and then add color in the studio. So you could shoot at the beach at high noon, which is not good, but you could shoot at the beach in the morning. But let's say you wanted the scene to be a night scene, and since you shot it in LOG, all you got to do is add a little midnight blue color to it, and it looks like twilight time, or it looks like it's moonlit. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, I want you all to know is that, T-Mobile got great deals right now. Some of you may have to change your phone number, but T-Mobile has a great deal on the XR, which is an excellent phone. But I'm just giving everybody free promo today. But yeah, but you can always buy an old phone online. You can buy an old iPhone. Like I wouldn't go no lower than a 7 Plus, because it has a special chip that allows you to shoot in LOG, which changed the whole game. Now, Matty Rich, who shot Straight Outta Crooklyn, had to use a video camera that went digital to tape. It was digital tape. And then Robert Townsend, when he shot Hollywood Shuffles, he used a tape camera. He didn't have a 16 millimeter or 35 millimeter camera. Matty Rich, his second movie was Inkwell, but his first movie was straight. It was very low budget, straight out of Crooklyn. With your iPhone, you can shoot at a level 10 or more times greater than what Matty Rich had to use for his production. Both Matty Rich and Robert Townsend had to use a credit card to budget the film because you still have to go to a studio to edit. Now you can edit on your phone or at home. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Black Dust in the building. I'm a sound. Let me see. I must have missed your question, Black Dust. Don't get me started in audio and visual topics too early in the morning for me. It's all good. What I'm trying to convey is how the average person at home can achieve great results with the things that they have available to them that's not that expensive, and it's easy to carry it on your person, because I carry a lot of devices on my person and you wouldn't even know that it's on my body because it's in special bags under my jacket. You see what I'm saying? And when I'm filming myself on the unicycle, I got 2 monopods screwed together using a GoPro Max, and then I do the 360 stuff in post production, and I'm recording at 5.1. But I rather use my phone with a 3-axis gimbal because I can shoot in LOG, and I can make it look more like El Camino, or I can make it look like I don't know if you've seen that movie, but I can make it look like like El Camino. And but welcome, Black Dust, and I don't pose myself as an expert, but this is my lifestyle. I've been doing music professionally since '96, and I started with hardware probably the early '90s, and then after 10 years of hardware, I switched to software for another 10 years. But I started organically with regular music, and I was classically trained on the saxophone since I was 6. But when that hip hop era came, I switched to keyboards and workstations and samplers and stuff like that. But now I'm a multimedia artist, and when I get a gig to do a show, let's say somebody's premiering a new magazine, and they got the guy that's going to be on the cover. They want to, introduce him to people at one of these little funky clothing stores. Well, I can go in there and do some live drum and bass with 2 laptops, and I got a pocket projector, so usually in the store the walls are white, so at the same time I can VJ and DJ, or VJ and do a live electronic performance using Ableton Live and stuff like that. So yeah, I can show up to a gig on my unicycle with my equipment in my bag, set up real quick, perform for 3 hours or whatever, audio and visual, collect the money at the door, and go right back home. You know what I'm saying? But I welcome anybody who knows, because I like to go back and forth, and I don't claim to be an expert, and other people may have a difference of opinion about certain things, so you're always welcome here. You said freeware software on smartphones and PCs are very freely available now and very simple to get grips with. Yes, and but I do recommend using iMachina with GarageBand if you have an iPhone. If you have iMachina with GarageBand, you're pretty unstoppable. Those are the apps that I recommend. GarageBand come free with your iPhone, and also get Figure by Propellerhead, and and get Glitch Breaks. Glitch Breaks is off the hook for the break beats and stuff, and you can record what you're doing, and then get Audio Copy. All right, because that's like SoundForge or Wave app for your phone. But that's just my recommendation. Coach, thank you for the advice. At will observer, the basics should be remembered. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Yeah, so let's see here. I was mad that I sampled the percussion from Curtis Mayfield, one of Curtis Mayfield's songs, and so I made a very moody track using a break from a Curtis Mayfield record. So I'm gonna play that record while I look for some other tools that I like to use. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Grown Folks TV.
Well, that was a blooper. You know what? The other day I played Italian Bikers, the audio from his intro, and he hasn't even approved it yet. I played it by accident. But yeah, that was the wrong one. Here we go. This is the right one. So when I perform live, it's kind of similar to live streaming. I will have visuals on the screen or on the wall. If they don't have their own screens, a projector, I have my own projector, and I'm manipulating the videos just like I would be manipulating samples and stuff like that. But the same way of hitting the chord bit, the keyboard, striking a note, or the drum pad, doing a show with somebody. I would be manipulating the videos as well. And then even if I don't touch any buttons or knobs, the video image will react to the bass, the treble, and the mid-range, and it will react to the tempo too. So I don't even have to touch anything. I can have a mic facing my monitors or a mic facing the crowd, and if the crowd make noise, that'll affect the image also, which is kind of cool. And so I use VJ software, and then the VJ software syncs with Ableton Live because it has Ableton Live Link. Now usually Ableton Live Link only works with apps, like you use your PC or whatever, and then you use Live Link on the app on your phone, so you can sync it, so when you have it hooked up to the mixer and stuff, you can record what it's doing. But now there's a VJ software that has Ableton Live Link, and this is the first time I ever saw a software with Ableton Live Link, because people use Resolume Arena with Ableton anyway. But if you use a PC doesn't have an internal MIDI clock, but Apple computer does. So a PC would have to use something outside of it to sync the visual software with, you know, it's all technical. But anyway, because of the newest version of Resolume, and all you gotta do is click one button, and all of a sudden the video software that you manipulate live is in sync with the audio software Ableton Live, which is like the holy grail and the best invention of this decade. Okay? And yeah. So now when people want me to do a real, like if I have to do something really, really big and serious, then I would use Cubase for that big commercial over the top production. But I prefer Ableton because you can do things on the fly. You can do all this stuff, you know, all this amazing stuff. But the cool thing is I can rewire Ableton into Cubase once I'm done and dump everything over in real time. But Propellerhead Reason came out with Reason Racks. So now you can use Reason Racks with Ableton, and you don't have to use it as a rewire. They have, Propellerhead Reason have created a VST3 format Reason that you could use as a VST in Pro Tools or Cubase or whatever you use. I'm more into, even though I don't know how to use Logic, if I had a choice for me, it would be Logic, Cubase, and Ableton. But Pro Tools is an old time favorite. I used it in the 90s, and it's the standard for America. But the software I've used the most and the longest is Cubase, because they was the first to have audio and MIDI put together. That's why Cubase Steinberg is the default folder. When you try to load third-party VSTs on your computer to put in your Pro Tools or whatever, it's going to look for the Steinberg folder first, because they was the first to come up with VSTs, which is a trip. I prefer external word clocks from the English company called DCS. So you can agree with what I'm saying about those types of things. You can't sync two different softwares on the same PC using a MIDI clock that doesn't exist inside the machine. You would have to use something outside of the machine, and that we're saying the same thing. But oh, you like products from Antelope? Well, I started out using hardware for a long time, and my buddy who did music, he was using the computer because he was already a tech. He was a tech guy, but I was the hardware guy, and I liked. In my closet right now is 2 Korg S3 rhythm workstations that I used to sit in the DJ coffin. Instead of having turntables, I had 2 workstations in the DJ coffin with a Newmark mixer mixing between my tracks live, at the parties, and but then I finally crossed over to software, and I'm 100% software, but I do a lot of pre-production on my phone and then transfer it to my computer. So my favorite app is iMachina, and I do have Machine MK2 with the controller, and so I can do 99% of the song on my phone and then transfer it to the computer to do anything else, or or open it up in anything. So yeah, DJ Coffin, that's what they call it, Coach. Because when they used to bring it into the party, it looked like a coffin in a way, and you take the top off, and all of a sudden the turntables, the SP, whatever the Technique 12s with the mixer, it's all shining and stuff. Yeah, that's the old school. My coffin is in the closet right now, but I never had turntables in it. I always had machines in it. And to let you know how far back we used to go with our live shows, we used to travel with a G3, I think that's what it was called, Apple laptop. And we had some workstations, but we also had a rack with Pro Tools on it, and we had a Matrix, a EMU sampler, a Korg rack, and stuff like that. And we used to have to put the equipment in the stewardess closet, or we used to have to keep it on our lap on the plane just so the equipment wouldn't get damaged or stolen, which is crazy. Yeah, the good old days. Now I could just travel with a laptop and a controller, and I'm good. I could travel with my pocket projector, a laptop. I could use a touchscreen controller, Ableton. What was it called? TouchAble. TouchAble is the greatest controller for Ableton Live. You don't even have to look at your computer screen. You can be on the other side of the room and adjust everything for the show and do sound check. I also have a Newmark controller that has 84 controls, and you can wear it as a necklace or a belt buckle or on your wrist like a watch, and you can be up to 100 feet away. It's called the Orbit by Newmark. And I have a lot of controllers and stuff like that. Now, I assume you prefer recording in either uncompressed wave or FLC using high bit and sampling rates. Yeah, I prefer wave, but I prefer not only wave, but I prefer a broadcast wave that that Cubase allow you to make. It has a little bit more megabytes to it, and I like to record in a floating 32-bit because if I happen to redline by accident, because I like to keep as much dynamics in my track as possible. I don't like to use a lot of limiting to take the life out of a track. I love dynamics, and when I mentor people, dynamics is the hardest thing to explain to them. But I use a floating 32-bit, and when I use Cubase, I save it as a broadcast wave. And when I play a bass on the track or whatever, it's automatically saved with my email and name and a serial number on the audio file. So as long as it stays in the digital realm, my signature stays with that file. So if I send you a bass lick, it'll have it's almost like copyrighted almost. I can prove that is my track. You know what I'm saying? FLAC is great format to purchase music in. So if you go to a music store and they give you an option of MP3 or OGG or FLAC, I prefer FLAC and OGG. but most people don't have a device that can play it. There are a lot of Android devices that can play OGG, but I just think OGG is open source and MP3 is owned by a family, so they don't use OGG, but producers like to transfer files between each other in the OGG format, so the average person can't use it. But what I hate is when somebody who's been doing music as long as you, when he wants you to remix something, he sends you an MP3 through Gmail, and I throw my phone at the wall when people do that shit. Like, why on earth is you sending me an MP3? And but the deal is, when they get yeah, I know you feel me on that. And the deal is, it may not be your friend's fault, because I just realized in the past, few years, even though these artists may be major, they may have won a Grammy or whatever, right? They don't own the equipment. They don't own their own acapellos. And when they try to get their vocals from their producer, which they have a production deal, they don't even know what to ask for. And if they do ask for the file correctly, and if they're too technical in their request, the producer is going to say, what are you doing with these vocals, and who are you doing it with? Because these vocals are on the contract, and you use my Neiman, you use my expensive microphone and my expensive compressor. I think the most expensive hardware compressor I ever used was a $3,000 prototype, and I did get to use a really funky mic a few times. But now mics are really good. I mean, for $100 you can get a great condenser mic. But let me see. MP3, the death of sound. Yeah, salute OG, street knowledge in the building. Coach is learning something right now. And yeah, man, I'm still up. Yeah, the Newman. Yeah, I got to record in the studio in Sausalito, and I got lucky that I got to work with some tech people. Like, they were already in media, and they were trying to start a small company and have a music department, and that's how I got in. And I started collaborating with labels overseas right away, and I got tired of, because see, they will cut you some slack because you from America. They assume if you African American, you may not have that many resources, so they accept what you give them and they try to fix it up. But I tried to learn very quickly what was required, and that's how I got to work with a lot of people, because I learned how to record my own vocals and keep them on file, and make them, mark the tempo of the acapella, stuff like that. So like, when you want to work with people, if you ran into somebody, Kanye, at the airport, and you say, yo man, I've been listening to you for years, I wonder if you just for fun, man, can you just like remix one of my songs or whatever? You know what I'm saying? I won't put it on the market, but I just want to work with you, man. I've known you since you was using the ASR 10, right? And Kanye says yes, right? Because he probably think it's nothing you could do right there at that moment. And then you tell Kanye, yo, I'm going to airdrop you my vocals right now, right? Or let's reverse the story. You tell Kanye that you very good at remixing, and you pretty, you off the hook, like, and you're known overseas. And Kanye say, you know what? I believe you. And it's crazy that I bumped into you, because I was thinking about remixing this song, and I'm taking a lot of submission. And so you're at the airport getting ready to go to Detroit, and Kanye at the airport getting ready to go to Japan. And you say, well, hey, Kanye, drop me the acapellas and I'll start working right away. And Kanye sends you a Dropbox link to the acapella while you're at the airport, and you're on a 2-hour wait for your plane. And before your plane comes, on your laptop at the airport, you've already done the remix before you even boarded the plane and uploaded it to Dropbox. You see what I'm saying? And by the time you got to your destination and he got to his, you email him and say, hey, I got that remix ready for you. Want me to send it to you? That's the world that we live in right now. You know, in most remixes, they want a 48-hour turnaround too. You ain't gonna be sitting on that stuff for days or weeks. And if it's really valuable, the vocals are gonna be on the CD with a bodyguard. They're not even gonna send it to you through the mail. It's gonna be with a person in a briefcase. It's crazy. So archive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I try to give, I guess I got to be driving a Bentley or something, you know, and have a bunch of platinum chains or something, because look, when you look at kung fu movies and stuff, do the kung fu master, is he draped? Do the kung fu master have a Maserati or a Bentley parked in the back? No, he's kicking it at an old ass temple with a fireplace and no PG&E. You know what I'm saying? He's using kerosene lamps to light the temple, but he has a talent. You see what I'm saying? So I try to tell MCs that buy your own microphone, have one stage mic and one studio mic, and have your own chords. Always do sound check, and if you can't do sound check, you might want to pass on the show. Also, if you don't have a DJ, don't worry about it. Just because a person have a DJ, most likely they're going to be using MP3 instrumentals, because they probably got the beat on a humbug and the producer didn't want to give them the best quality, but because they don't know the difference or whatever, and he sent it through the email, because you can send up to 25 megs on Gmail. Look, if I work with anybody and you send me something through Gmail, it better be a WAV file, because you could send some vocals for under 25 megs. That's a 24-bit mono WAV file through Gmail. But I'm going to look at you sideways and wonder, because I'm going to think it might be an MP3. So I better be getting a link from WeTransfer or Dropbox or something, or your own personal cloud. But remixes should be done as quickly as possible, even on the fly, at the highest quality. Exactly, I agree. And there was a remix for this one singer. I can't think of her name. But she's, you know, she used to mess with Chris Brown. They had an English DJ remix her song, and the record label played for the Enforcer to travel first class to London. They booked a hotel room for the Enforcer to stay in with the CD. And when he went to the studio, and you could do this with Cubase, he pops in the CD, they use the vocals, and then he pops the CD out, and they don't have the vocals until he put the CD back in. You see what I'm saying? They couldn't keep the vocals on their computer. It was Rihanna, yeah. So after they made the track, they had to go to the car to listen to it, and then they went to different things to listen to the playback, but they had to give the master to the Enforcer, and they could not have any copy. They had to show they had no copies of her acapella and no copy of the remix. That's how valuable your art is and your work. And they even had to buy their own copy of the remix. Isn't that a trip? Just to get it quickly, you know. Anytime a person send me an MP3 file, my heart always sink a little. Yeah, I lose a little respect for him. I need a new laptop. I'm tired of this legacy shit. And street knowledge, Tony Black. This is why I should have stayed on the panel when I was up. Look, they don't know any better. And this stuff is not common knowledge, but now this stuff is free. Do you know I have a whole library of magazine tutorials that cost me $17 to $32 a pop? I have a whole stack music tech magazines and computer music magazines, and they all came with free DVDs with files up to 7.0 gigs worth of stuff. You see what I'm saying? And I tell the MC, the people who want to be vocalists or whatever, own your own vocals effects processor. If you get a good one, you can use it for the stage and the studio. If you get a cheaper one, then you just can use it for the stage. Own your own stage mic and own your own studio mic. You can always upgrade later. And if you go to a home studio who has a better mic than you, then you can use their mic instead. You see what I'm saying? But you should be creating your own presets on your own vocal effects processor, because every time I saw a group from overseas come to America to perform, all the vocalists had their own vocal effects processor. I don't care if it was a rapper rapping over intelligent drum and bass, like MC Conrad rapping over LTJ Bookham intelligent drum and bass music. MC Conrad had his own vocal effects processor. When I saw Ronnie Size or a group called Underworld or Jamiroquai, any of these people, they had their own they had their own vocal effects processors. Let's see. Okay, bruv, this was excellent. I could talk for hours. 10 a.m. here. Things to do. Back on the next broadcast. Cool, man. I need to take your cue and step back from this too. But peace, man. Thanks for coming through. It is all good. Loving the vibe. This feels like late night AM talk radio, kind of like tech, like a tech Frasier. Okay. I think I've heard of, if that's a guy, I think there's a guy he be live on all types of stuff, talking about tech stuff. And you know, I'm a fan of Art Bell, so I try to be kind of like him, because he was into technology. He was the first to use technology and radio together. But there was another guy who did computer talk, and he'd be live on like 4 or 5 things simultaneously, and that might be the guy that you're talking about. I'm not sure. And yeah, so today I've showed you several things that I like to use, and there's a lot more to that, but you know, but I need you to see other things you can do with that that Osmo, DJI Osmo OM4, because they changed the name to OM. Let's see, Frasier sitcom character from Frasier, yeah, that's my boy Frasier. I can dig stuff. I'm the same way. We're right on street knowledge. I'm right on. And tech talk can be very now that's the hard part. My friend said I asked him why he didn't watch tutorial videos, right? And he said he'll watch them for a while and then he gets a headache. And I couldn't, you know, I'm like, man, no wonder, because he hasn't really changed much in 20 years, you know. So anyway, I'm going to play another DJI gimbal video and see if you can get more out of this video. Okay, maybe you can get more out of this video. So let me turn the screen on. We're back into the theater, and you know what, we'll wrap it up after this. This has been cool. I feel you. I understood where you was coming from. So check this out.
What's going to be new about this thing? It's so recent, and there's actually a pretty big new addition, and that is the mounting. Okay, this new mounting system is game-changing. You used to have to, you know, fumble with the phone, get it in there, but get this. Now the mounting is removable. This is the magnetic phone clamp. It actually has 2 new mounting options. The magnetic phone clamp, which I love. It also has this new magnetic sticker ring. Now, this is a more, I'd say, permanent solution because you actually have to stick it to the back of your phone. And once it's there for good. It does come with this alignment guide to help you pinpoint the perfect place to actually mount this on your phone. But as I said, once it's on there for good. You can take it off. Once you do that, the stickiness is gone. So not really for me. I'm afraid of permanent things. So I'm gonna stick with the magnetic phone clamp. And I wanna show you how easy that is. Before I do, I wanna mention that I got two phones here today. I got an iPhone, iOS, I have a Motorola Edge with Android. Both of these phones will work with the Osmo Mobile 4. Both iOS and Android are supported. With that said, let's mount one of these phones on here. In terms of mounting it, there is a sticker on the magnetic phone clamp telling you which direction you want to mount this. So you wanna make sure that the phone and camera are in this direction. The sticker will tell you that. You wanna make sure it's in the middle of your phone, give or take, you know? And then as soon as you're ready, just slap it on the phone like that. And we're gonna turn this around. You're gonna turn on the gimbal by pressing the M button. There it goes. And you are pretty much ready to shoot. I also want to mention the improved gimbal motors. So they're stronger, and that means more torque, which means better stabilization and better balance. So if, say for instance, you know, you put it on there, it's not completely balanced, but the motor's gonna be able to handle that and compensate for it. So you can still get smooth footage, even if it's not perfectly balanced, the gimbal can handle it. And what that means is between the new magnetic mounting and the better motors, that means you can shoot faster. Speaking of, I kind of want to shoot with this thing, so let's go, Dave. Come on. All right, we're in the park now. Time to play with the DJI Mimo app. All the features you know and love are in here with a few new ones. We're gonna go through them one by one. Let's start with the hyperlapse. This is a cool way to show you traveling through time and space sped up. So I'm gonna use it to walk down this pathway. I'm gonna try that out right now. Here we go. Moving down the list, next thing is the dynamic zoom, AKA a dolly zoom. So there's two modes. There's one where there's a move out, so you slowly move away from your subject during shooting, so you start out close and move back. Or there's the move in, where you start out further away and then you move in, and the Mimo app takes care of the rest. The move out was pretty simple move to accomplish, very cool effect. The move in, though, was a bit more difficult to nail. Through some trial and error, I was able to figure out that you gotta start way back in order to get the desired effect. And once you do that, you're gonna get a really cool move in dynamic zoom. Both modes are gonna definitely impress your followers. It's a uniquely cinematic video shot. And of course, probably the best thing to use a gimbal for is video, and you have that option here as well. Now, depending on which phone you use, an iPhone or an Android, you are limited in your frame rate. So with the Android, you can shoot 4K, but only up to 30 frames per second. In an iPhone, you can do 4K up to 60 frames per second. Okay, moving down the line of capture modes, we're now on panorama mode. There's actually three different options for that. There's the 3x3, which is a 9-picture stitch of a much wider area up and down. And then you have the 240-degree panorama, which is a much wider field of view from left to right, really captures the scene here. So I'm gonna demo both of those right now. So the third mode is a new feature called Clone Me Panorama. So basically, you can clone yourself and put yourself in an image of a panorama, almost like you're in 3 places at once. But how's that possible? I'm gonna show you right now. As soon as I press the button, it's gonna start a countdown. It's gonna show me a certain part of the frame that I have to be in for it to stitch together and match. So I'm gonna have to run really quick. Let's give it a shot. Oh, countdown starts. Get in my position. Okay, takes it, move to my next position. Get a little closer. Next one is the last one. Like this. Boom, and then it stitches together, just like that. And we got a clone. Look at me just hanging out. there I am. Beautiful. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
So this thing is amazing. This thing is amazing. And I just wanted to give you a sample of some of the amazing things you can do. Feel free to look it up to find out even more about this amazing device. And like I said, I bought version 3, and then 2 months later they come out with version 4, and they took my sob story and I was able to upgrade for only $6. There are apps that let you duplicate yourself as if you were in 2 places at once. Well, this one, I think it looks like you're in 3 or 4 places at once, but because it's all robotic, the transition and the setup is very smooth. Because look, let me turn this video back on. Hold on.
The app is telling the gimbal where to focus the
Because
camera.
this is using the built-in app.
And the cool thing about Active Track is that it works on humans and pets. Circling back to the M button, or the mode button, you hold it down once, you hear the beep, it's going to turn back on. If you press it once, it's going to bring up either the quick menu, or it'll switch between photo and video mode depending on what you have set up in the menu. I like the quick menu mode, just like having to access all my capture modes right here, as well as the gimbal mode, whether I want it to be follow, tilt lock, all that kind of stuff. And then you just press M to get back out. If you want to change the orientation, you press it twice. I want to talk to you about standby mode. So it's pretty easy. You press the M button twice and then hold it, bum bum. Wait till you hear a beep, and then it goes into standby mode. That means the gimbal is still on, but say I wanted to take a phone call or answer a text message, I just pull it off like this, take the phone call, answer that work email. Okay, I'm ready to go again. Slap it back on. The sensors now in the gimbal itself will recognize that the phone is ready and it's on there. You double tap it again, and you're ready to shoot. And just like the OM3, it does have a slow power down mode. So when you power it down, the gimbal just doesn't go limp and the phone goes flying. You just press it, hold it down, turns off, and gives you the phone in a nice convenient place. You pull it right off, and you're ready to just go do something else.
Yeah, time lapse, slow motion, and hyper speed. So when I saw this, I went right to the store and said, "Hey man, I got a bad deal. I bought this thing, and I should have waited a couple of months." So Best Buy, shout out to Best Buy.
Spin mode. Now what that does is tells the joystick to actually spin rather than pan. So if I move left, it's going to spin left. And if I move right, it's going to spin right. Now, if you use this correctly, you can pull off some nice looking Inception type cinematic shots. The battery is internal. You can't take it out, and you have to charge it via the USB-C connection right here. A cable does come in the package. Not sure how long it's going to last. We're going to use it all day today and see.
So yeah, I don't know if, I don't even know if this show is going to stay up. I don't violated so many people copyrights, but I hope that that they know this is all for promotions. I did have my Cash App up, which gives the impression I was trying to make money off of their video, but I wasn't. When I realized it was up there, I took it down out of respect. So now that leads me to my next video. I had a new outro that everybody saw where I was on a freeway overpass, but it was really short, and the camera zooms out and it spins around. But I got the camera on a 20-foot monopod, and I already showed you what a monopod is. So I got 2 monopods screwed together, very lightweight, and I'm holding it above my head to give the illusion that there's a drone above me. So now I'm going to play I only used maybe 20 seconds, 35 seconds out of that video clip, but now you're going to see the full minute and 55 minutes version of that clip, and you're going to see me riding a little faster than usual too. So I'm going to play that as an outro. Hey, what's up, Fundi? You're right on time for my grand exit. You're going to see his lordship riding a little faster than usual on the electric unicycle, because I think I've gotten a little more confident and a little better at it. And feel free to watch the playback, because I'm giving tech advice on how to vlog or film, with just things that you can carry in your pocket. Wireless microphones that I recommend and stuff like that, if you haven't caught it earlier. So yeah, today is not about trolling or making fun of anyone. Today was strictly about technology and how we can use it, and how more accessible it is today for us to use it. So here's my grand exit. I hope that yeah, pure tech. So I hope you find this this is the full-length version of a edited intro that I did. This is the raw footage from the intro. So peace and hair grease. Well, that was it. That was it. And I have so much fun riding it. And it also, the bonus part is it works like a dolly. When I'm filming while riding, it gives the impression that it's better than a dolly. So I use it for a dolly most of the time. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today. I'm going to crash. Got to do some things tomorrow, but hey, it was all gravy. I had fun. And it seemed like tech talk is probably the thing that I like the most. But I still got that dark side. But anyway, this is what that ended up being.
Yo, man, I don't think they heard you. Why don't you tell them what your name is?